think the media needs to work harder at this. We need to bring the human element more back into it. You know, drivers and drivers' hands. What are they like? What are they like away from the racetrack? What are they like, you know, around the racetrack?
The 2025 NASCAR season may be over, but the real fireworks are just beginning. Hall of Famer Mark Martin has ignited a firestorm, not on the track, but with his words. His blunt critique of NASCAR's playoff system has sparked intense discussions among fans, insiders, and even fellow drivers, leaving many to wonder if the sport has lost touch with its roots. While Kyle Larson celebrated his championship victory, Martin was already questioning the very structure that crowned him, igniting a debate that's been simmering for decades. In a recent conversation with Kenny Wallace, Martin did not hold back. He sharply criticized NASCAR's current playoff format, calling for a return to a system that rewards consistency across the full season. His remarks have touched a nerve, reopening discussions about whether modern NASCAR still reflects the values that built its legacy. Rumors of a proposed 334 playoff system, where the final 4 races determine the champion based on cumulative points, have only added fuel to the fire. Martin dismissed the idea outright. "I'm all in with a full 36-race season," Martin said. "We can debate how points are awarded, but first, we have to commit to a full season." He added, acknowledging the realities of the sport, "We probably can't get NASCAR to do that, so a 10-race playoff might be a compromise, but anything less just won't work. If they go with this 334 plan, it's not going to sit right with fans." The proposed 334 system would trim the playoff field through 3 rounds. The first 2 consisting of 3 races each, followed by a 4-race finale to crown the champion. The idea behind it is to stretch the excitement of a single championship race across multiple events. But for Martin, that misses the essence of racing. "We're not playing a ball game," he explained. "We shouldn't have playoffs, timed races, or overtimes. Racing is green flag to checkered flag. That's what it's always been about." He went further, pointing out that attempts to model NASCAR after other professional sports alienate longtime fans. A race-off instead of a traditional season, trying to make it like football or basketball, is part of why so many fans are frustrated. "Traditional racing fans don't recognize what they're seeing anymore," Martin said. His words strike at the heart of a growing tension in NASCAR between innovation and tradition, between spectacle and substance. This debate has been ongoing since NASCAR introduced its playoff system in 2004, then called the Chase for the Cup. The goal was to create more drama in the season's final races, similar to playoffs in football or baseball. The system was designed to make the championship unpredictable and to attract a younger audience with more suspenseful finishes. But for purists like Martin, the trade-off came at a significant cost. Season-long consistency, what many consider the hallmark of a champion, was devalued in favor of short-term performance. Drivers who dominate all season could suddenly lose everything due to a late race crash or mechanical failure. Past seasons are filled with examples. Kevin Harvick's 2020 campaign saw him dominate the regular season with 9 wins, only to be eliminated before the final race. Denny Hamlin has experienced similar heartbreaks under the current system. Martin himself knows the sting of losing a championship, having fallen short by just 26 points to Dale Earnhardt in 1990 under the old point system. But for him, at least, the disappointment came after a full season of racing, not as the result of a playoff twist engineered for drama. Martin's objection to the 3-3-4 format is grounded in a deeper understanding of what makes motorsport unique. Unlike other sports, racing is not divided into quarters or innings. There is no shot clock, no timed period, no sudden death to artificially accelerate results. Success in motorsport comes from consistency, endurance, technical precision, and strategy over time. A short playoff run or even a 4-race finale often fails to reflect the true strength of a driver or team. This perspective resonates with many fans. Social media threads, fan forums, and online communities have been alive with debate over whether the current playoff system genuinely rewards the most deserving driver. Many longtime fans feel alienated by constant changes and express nostalgia for the point system that defined NASCAR's golden years. The 2025 championship race at Phoenix added fuel to that fire. Denny Hamlin dominated the event, but was undone by a late caution and a controversial pit strategy, eliminating him from title contention. Meanwhile, Kyle Larson won the championship without winning the race itself. Critics argue this demonstrates how the current system prioritizes spectacle over merit. Martin's voice carries particular weight because he speaks as a retired Hall of Famer, free from the corporate pressures that constrain active drivers. While current competitors often stay silent to protect sponsorships and relationships with teams, Martin can speak candidly about what he sees as the sport's core problems. Among NASCAR insiders, there is growing acknowledgement that some aspects of the playoff system may need revisiting. Even NASCAR President Steve Phelps hinted earlier this year that alternative postseason formats were under consideration, though specifics were not disclosed. Behind the scenes, the rumored 334 model is gaining traction. Implementing such a change would not be simple. It would require recalibrating marketing strategies, broadcast agreements, and team expectations. More importantly, it risks further alienating a fan base that has already witnessed significant changes over the past 2 decades, from the car of tomorrow to next-gen vehicles, from street course races to schedule overhauls. Martin's perspective is bolstered by his credibility. With 40 Cup wins and a reputation as one of the most respected drivers never to win a championship, he is seen as NASCAR's moral compass, someone whose opinions reflect a fan-first mindset rather than corporate interest. Martin is not alone in his criticisms. Other legends have voiced similar concerns. Richard Petty has repeatedly questioned the value of one-race finales, arguing they undermine the effort required across a full season. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has proposed hybrid formats that merge the best of the old and new systems. Even current drivers like Denny Hamlin have subtly expressed dissatisfaction with the way the playoffs can distort outcomes. Together, these voices represent a spectrum of the sport's historical and contemporary perspectives, highlighting a tension between tradition and spectacle that continues to challenge NASCAR. The question now is whether NASCAR will listen. There is no denying that the playoff system has produced some unforgettable moments. The 2011 tiebreaker between Tony Stewart and Carl Edwards, Joey Logano's late race surge in 2018, and Ryan Blaney's underdog title run in 2023. These are the moments executives cite when defending the format, but Martin raises a central issue. Does the playoff system crown the true champion, or does it merely create theatrical tension for viewers? Martin's critique also reminds fans of the unique challenges of motorsport. Racing is not a simple game of points or a sequence of highlight reel moments. Success requires balance across multiple dimensions: speed, consistency, technical skill, and long-term strategy. A single race, or even a short playoff series, often fails to capture a team's overall strength. That is why traditional fans bristle when modern formats emphasize drama over merit. Looking at history, the contrast is clear. Under the original point system, every race mattered equally. Drivers accumulated points throughout a season, and the championship was the product of endurance and skill over months of competition. By contrast, the current playoff model can produce outcomes that feel arbitrary, where late-season incidents can override a driver's months of dominance. This structural shift has created an ongoing dialogue about what NASCAR values: consistency or entertainment. The 2025 season exemplified this conflict. Denny Hamlin's near-perfect run at Phoenix was overshadowed by circumstance, while Kyle Larson's steady approach earned him the championship. For some, this is proof of strategic mastery. For others, it underscores the flaws of a system designed to generate suspense at the expense of merit. Social media, fan forums, and commentary channels were filled with debate, with many longtime supporters expressing frustration at the seemingly manufactured drama. Beyond the fans, Martin's perspective resonates within the sport itself. Many drivers and team owners quietly share concerns, but refrain from public criticism, fearing backlash or corporate consequences. Martin, freed from those constraints, has become the voice of reason, reminding the sport of its roots. His words echo beyond mere opinion. They serve as a warning that NASCAR risks losing the essence that made it unique. Looking ahead, the sport stands at a crossroads. The rumored 334 format, the debates about playoffs, and the continuing tension between spectacle and substance all suggest NASCAR is searching for balance. Any change will have significant implications, not just for teams and drivers, but for marketing, sponsorships, and fan engagement. It is a delicate dance between innovation and tradition, between creating excitement and preserving legitimacy. Martin's voice will continue to carry weight in this debate. His 40 career Cup wins, decades of experience, and reputation for honesty make him a respected authority. Fans, insiders, and even executives pay attention because he represents the perspective of someone who loves racing for what it is, not for what it can be marketed as. His critique of the 334 system and modern playoffs is a reminder that NASCAR's identity is built on more than spectacle. It's built on endurance, skill, and the integrity of competition. Other legends agree. Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and retired champions have voiced similar concerns about playoff formats, emphasizing that a full season should matter more than short-term drama. Even some current drivers have hinted at dissatisfaction, suggesting that behind the scenes, the desire for reform is growing. NASCAR, meanwhile, must weigh the benefits of high-stakes finales against the risk of alienating longtime fans who value tradition. There is no simple solution. The playoffs have produced unforgettable moments and captured the imagination of younger audiences, but they have also raised questions about fairness and merit. Martin's critique forces the sport to confront a difficult truth. Entertainment alone cannot replace the essence of racing. The sport must find a balance between drama and consistency, between innovation and tradition, to maintain credibility with fans, drivers, and the broader motorsport community.